Alright everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. And to all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. And to all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video and to stay tuned on in towards the second half of this video. I can't blame you because I would do the same if I didn't know myself or if it was my first time coming across one of my videos. It's just human nature to only want to know about ZOM Stock, Zomedica Corp, because that's the heading of this video. That is on the thumbnail of this video, and that's the point you clicked on this video. Like, I completely understand it, but one of the biggest things I want you guys to understand is if you are so narrow-minded and focused on only the stocks in your portfolio and only your watch list, no other watch list, you are limiting yourself to the opportunities that are out there in the market. If you are focused in on stocks that worked in the last 6 months, right? Things have changed, guys. Things have changed from December to March, or even February. Things have changed from that point forward. So these worked the last 3 months. Zomedica has not really worked much in the last 3 months. I'm not saying it won't work in the future, right? Or it won't have an opportunity. I mean, we need to watch this, but anything below $1 honestly is showing weakness. But yes, things have changed. So if you're just focused and centered around the same stocks from the last 6 months, you haven't shifted with the market. And it's going to either having to shift with the market, and by the time you decide to shift, you're already missing the next shift because the shift continues. It's constant. So you got to move with it pretty quickly. So if you're new to investing or you've been in the stock market for less than a year or less than 2 years, yeah, you may have some experience or understanding, but you want to get a fuller grasp of what's going on. So it's super important to open your opportunities to newer stocks. So these chart analysis, I can't blame you guys for staying tuned on in for that and leaving after. But all I'm asking for is 3 to 5 more minutes of your time to share with you guys the stocks I watch every single morning, how they resulted to play out, and also a ticker symbol to add to your watch list. That may be an opportunity, right? You got to start watching it and doing your due diligence based off of what I say and what is going on in the chart. But you want to open your horizons, guys. You don't want to stay closed on the same stocks because you're going to miss out on everything else that's going on around the market. It does not revolve around just a few stocks in your watch list and a few stocks in your portfolio. It does not. The market is bigger than that. You always want to remember that. So let me share with you guys a sneak peek of one of the stocks I mentioned this morning. So we went 3 for 3, but COCP is one that I talked about this morning, and it was sitting at 170 when I mentioned it. And it turns out to be one of the highest traded in volume. I think it was the highest traded in volume. Now, no one knew that, right? I didn't know that myself, but I was watching it for an opportunity. All I'm looking for is 5 to 10% on the day, 10 to 20%, and anything above 20% is a home run. So we hit a home run with all three. And CLCP was at 170, dropped to 153, 152, and hit a high here of 343, 344. So that was beyond 100% on the day after hitting that low. And from 170, that was around close to 100%, 90 to 100%. Now, did everyone catch it like that? No, I'm not going to go ahead and say that, right? Because we're really looking for 20% to 30% and call it a day. Anything beyond that, if you wanted to hold or you wanted to go further out into that, that's a personal opinion. But all I'm looking for, in my opinion, is 20% plus and make a decision pretty quickly to turn and lock in those profits depending on the behavior within those time frames. But this was a pretty steady run. I mean, if you change it from the 30-minute to the 5-minute, you can see that it was consistent. So it would give you, enough room to kind of decide what to do. And then maybe around here where things got a little stagnant, make a decision. So as an investor, you'll have to always pay attention to how things are going, and the charts will tell you what to do. So if this is something that interests you, like I said, you're more than welcome to join us, and we look forward to having you join us. So ZOM Stock. ZOM Stock has been falling downwards, okay? And ever since it hit that high of 130, it's been rejected. We wanted it to stay above $1. It looked like it was trying to consolidate here above $1. Destroyed in the last 2 trading days. Last week, this week, destroyed, guys. destroyed. Excuse me, not last week, this week. Well, from last week to this week, it has been destroyed. But yesterday, Monday, and today, Tuesday, destroyed. I mean, the stock has been pulled away from $1, and it's so important right now. So the 50-day moving average is 98 cents. So important to keep in mind. This needs to be broken through, and $1 needs to be broken through. That is probably the most important point, in my opinion. $1. I don't care where the 50-day moving average is. I don't care where the stock is. $1 needs to be broken through for some strength. Now, it's sitting at 89 cents, and our support, which is the lowest point of the day, is 86 cents. If that gets broken through, this could be on its way down to newer lows, new support levels, and reaching deeper into bearish territory and pulling away from the 50-day moving average. So you want to watch that. Now, our resistance is 93 cents / 94 if you want to round it up. So very important for the bulls to break through that, but that does not signify or guarantee that the bulls have gained control. That is just an indicator for us investors to know where the momentum is going and heading, and it's getting one step closer to the ultimate goal of breaking through the 50-day moving average. And in my opinion, $1 is more important than 98 cents right now. So 98 cents is one stepping stone closer to $1, but $1 is certainly what I would want the bulls to break through and pull away from to reach newer highs and new resistance levels. If you learned something new, don't forget to subscribe, click on the bell so you don't miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video. Helps out the YouTube channel and lets me know you appreciate the time and effort I put into making these videos. And stay tuned on in. All I'm asking for is 3 to 5 more minutes of your time. And if you're interested in joining us and it's something that interests you, the link to the Discord is down below. You can click on it. Slots are filling up pretty quickly, and we look forward to having you join us. So the ticker symbol I have to share with you guys today is one that I talked about before, and I really like the way it's been being up, and it's a great time to be watching it now more than ever. So we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But before we jump into these charts, may the 4th be with you. So here we are. These are the stocks that I watch every single morning. And if you want to get access to that, you can join us over at the Discord. The link is down below. You'll gain access to 100+ members in our community that are smart, intelligent investors, all looking to learn and grow together to maximize profits and minimize losses. So let's go ahead and look at this. And if you want to become part of it, you are more than welcome to join us. The tiers and slots are filling up pretty quickly, and we look forward to having you join us. So HBP, right? I was about to say PB, but HBP was probably one of our worst performing. So it was currently sitting at 510 when I talked about it, and I stated it needed volume, okay? And when I talk about these stocks, it's not like that's the entry or that's the best price or that's the point. No. You just want to watch it, right? Because I'm watching it too. And it basically dropped to 490 and a low here of even 480. But right after that, it took off and hit a high of 586, a whole entire dollar. So this was a 20+ gainer, okay? This was our worst performing of the day. Then we have Blrx, which I went ahead and mentioned in the pre-market as well, right here. And it was jumping and pulling back at the time. So I was watching it carefully going into the market. And it had jumped because of positive results on phase 3 trial. It was currently sitting at 497. So 497 was pretty close to the point where it hit a low here of 480 before the pre-market ended. And then once it opened, it hit 475. So it dropped a few cents after that. And then right after that, it took off to $6 and some change. So this one had a big reaction. Then it pulled back again, giving another opportunity there of another 20 to 30% jump, okay? So yeah, this was one of those that gave 30+%, and right there, right off the bat, it was almost 50% from that drop there, but it was around 30 to 40+% within that area. So this was our second best player of the day of the stocks I was watching, right? Just because I'm watching it doesn't mean you need to act upon it, but you get access to seeing the stocks I watch every day. And every single day, I'm looking for 5 to 10%, and anything above that is great or a home run. And we hit home runs today all throughout. We went 3 for 3. And this was the best performing. A lot of the investors posted in the profits section. So if you join us, you'll see how many investors acted upon this and how it went for them. But this was one of those that early on, since I tell every single investor and viewer, all I'm looking for is 5 to 10%. And I've made videos endlessly talking about 10 to 20% is great. 20% plus is a home run. And as soon as you're in the 20s, 30%, you know, it's up to me, right, when I'm an investor to take profits. And it's the same thing for you guys. But a lot of investors have started to realize that sometimes it's better to just lock in those profits than wait and see hopelessly and start losing it. So those that locked in profits, it turned out very well for them. And if you join us, you'll see it in the profits section. It was about 4 different investors, I think, or 4 plus, that actually had a great experience with this one. So I talked about this one early on, and it was sitting at 170 when I talked about it. Let's go ahead and look at that right here. So it basically was jumping on news from the previous day. I couldn't find any news today on it. So I guess the news started to reach investors and institutional investors or retail investors' attention, and it was sitting at 170 when I saw it. And right there we see a dip. It hit a low of 153, and after that it took off. This stock from 153 to where it's at right now, it 2x'd. Okay, this was 100+% gainer once that jump happened. But within just minutes, there was the opportunity right there to make anywhere from 20 to 40%, even upwards to 50 to 60%, even 70% at these highs. So these are the opportunities we look for in the Invest for Tomorrow community. You're more than welcome to join us. Today we went 3 for 3, all of them hitting home runs. Anything above 20% is a home run, 10 to 20% is a great day, and 5 to 10% is the realistic expectation, and really all I'm looking for every single day I trade. So if you want to become an investor that has an opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses and learn through what I'm watching, you're more than welcome to. But just because I'm watching it doesn't mean you need to act upon it. I do want you guys to be aware of that. So what's the ticker symbol to add to your watch list? The ticker symbol I talked about last week, and I want every single investor and viewer to keep in mind, is Ford, guys. Ford had taken a beating, and it's getting close again to those lows after those lows of earnings back on the 29th, and then it kind of bounced right back up. So it's kind of sitting around that area. The closer it gets to $11, the more interesting. If it falls below it, I'll have to reconsider and reanalyze it, and that's something I would tell you to do as well. But do research and do your due diligence and check out what's going on overall in the market, because this is part of the S&P 500 index, and the S&P 500 index, we can see what happens. So the Ford stock here, F stock, is definitely one to watch and move with, because the opportunities might be in front of us or might be to come, right? And this stock does have potential because they have stakes in EV companies, and they're working their way into the EV sector. That's going to allow them to have a piece of the pie of the future revenue of the shift in the way the EV sector will impact the car industry. So Ford Motors has a chance. It is a blue chip stock. It went from being a penny stock to obviously over $10 this year, from last year to this year. And this stock has potential. I mean, if you look up analysis ratings and articles, there's very bullish outlooks. But this is the best time to watch it, especially after an overreaction of it dropping a total amount of $1.30. And if it drops a little bit more, that's a big move for Ford. It's a very slow mover, but when it moves, it moves. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.